Welcome to Inglet Mirror's Contemporary Writers series. This time, we present the poet who won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2020. That is none other than Louise Gluck. Let's begin. The US poet has won for her unmistakable poetic voice that with austere beauty makes individual existence universal. She is the fourth woman to win a Nobel Prize this year. She writes oniric narrative poetry, recalling memories and travels, only to hesitate and pause for new insights. The world is disenthralled only to become magically present once again, the Academy concluded. Last year, the Swedish Academy gave the nod to Austrian novelist Peter Handke, which unleashed a flood of criticism as many wondered how it could award a writer known for supporting Serbian leader in the Balkan Wars and playing down his army's atrocities. The Nobel Prize comes with a medal and a prize sum of 10 million Swedish kronor. Professor Gluck would normally receive the Nobel from King Carl XVI Gustav at a formal ceremony in Stockholm on December 10th, the anniversary of the 1896 death of scientist Alfred Nobel, who created the prizes in his last will and testament. But the in-person ceremony has been cancelled this year due to the coronavirus pandemic and replaced with a televised ceremony showing the laureates receiving their awards in their home countries. Louise Gluck was born in New York City in 1943 and grew up on Long Island. She attended Sarah Lawrence College and Columbia University. Considered by many to be one of America's most talented contemporary poets, Gluck is known for her poetry's technical precision, sensitivity, and insight into loneliness, family friendships, divorce, and death. Gluck is the author of 12 books of poetry, including the recent collections Faithful and Virtuous Night, published in 2014, winner of the National Book Award, and Poems 1962 to 2012, published in 2012, which won the Los Angeles Times Book Prize, as well as the essay collection American Originality, published in 2017. Gluck's early books feature personae grappling with the aftermaths of failed love affairs, disastrous family encounters, and existential despair, and her later work continues to explore the agony of the self. Her first book of poetry, Firstborn, published in 1968, was recognized for its technical control as well as its collection of disaffected, isolated narratives. Helen Wendler commented on Gluck's use of story in her New Republic review of The House on Marshland, published in 1975. Gluck's cryptic narratives invite our participation. We must, according to the case, fill out the story, substitute ourselves for the fictive personages, invent a scenario from which the speaker can utter her lines, decode the import, solve the allegory, Wendler maintained. But she added that, later I think, we read the poem instead as a truth complete within its own terms, reflecting some one of the innumerable configurations into which experience folds. According to poet critic Rosanna Warren, Gluck's power is to distance the lyric I as subject and object of attention, and to impose a discipline of detachment upon urgently subjective material. Gluck's poems in books such as Firstborn, The House on Marshland, The Garden, published in 1976, Descending Figure, published in 1980, The Triumph of Achilles, published in 1985, Ararat, published in 1990, and the Pulitzer Prize winning The Wild Iris, published in 1992, take readers on an inner journey by exploring their deepest, most intimate feelings. Gluck's ability to create poetry that many people can understand, relate to, and experience intensely and completely stems from her deceptively straightforward language and poetic voice. In a review of Gluck's The Triumph of Achilles, Ventilisson noted in the Washington Post book world that direct is the operative word here. Gluck's language is staunchly straightforward, remarkably close to the diction of ordinary speech, yet her careful selection for rhythm and repetition, and the specificity of even her idiomatically woke phrases, give her poems a weight that is far from colloquial. Lesser went on to remark that the strength of that voice derives in large part from its self-centeredness, literally, for the words in Gluck's poems seem to come directly from the center of herself. Because Gluck writes so effectively about disappointment, rejection, loss, and isolation, reviewers frequently refer to her poetry as bleak or dark. The nation's Don Bogan felt that Gluck's basic concerns were betrayal, mortality, love, and the sense of loss that accompanies it. She is at heart the poet of a fallen world. Stephen Burt, reviewing her collection Averno, published in 2006, noted that few poets save Sylvia Plath have sounded so alienated, so depressed, so often, and rendered that alienation aesthetically interesting. Readers and reviewers have also marveled at Gluck's gift for creating poetry with a dreamlike quality that at the same time deals with the realities of passionate and emotional subjects. Holly Prado declared in a Los Angeles Times book review piece on The Triumph of Achilles, published in 1985, that Gluck's poetry works because she has an unmistakable voice that resonates and brings into our contemporary world the old notion that poetry and the visionary are intertwined. Gluck's Pulitzer Prize winning collection, The Wild Irish, published in 1992, clearly demonstrates her visionary poetics. Meadowlands, published in 1996, Gluck's first new work after The Wild Iris, takes its impetus from Greek and Roman mythology. The book uses the voice of Odysseus and Penelope to create a kind of high-low rhetorical experiment in marriage studies, according to Deborah Garrison in the New York Times Book Review. Garrison added that through the suburban banter between the ancient wanderer and his wife, Meadowlands captures the way that a marriage itself has a tone, a set of shared vocal grooves inseparable from the particular personalities involved and the partial truces they have made along the way. Vita Nova, published in 1999, earned Gluck the prestigious Bollington Prize from Yale University. In an interview with Brian Phillips of the Harvard Advocate, Gluck stated, "This book was written very rapidly. Once it started, I thought this is a roll. And if it means you are not going to sleep, okay, you are not going to sleep." Although the ostensible subject matter of the collection is the examination of the aftermath of a broken marriage, Vita Nova is suffused with symbols drawn from both personal dreams and classic mythological archetypes. Gluck's next collection, The Seven Ages, published in 2001, similarly takes up both myth and personal in 44 poems whose subject matter ranges throughout the author's life, from her earliest memories to the contemplation of death. Gluck's next book, Averno, published in 2006, takes the myth of Persephone as its touchstone. The book's poems circle around the bonds between mothers and daughters, the poet's own fears of aging, and a narrative concerning a modern day Persephone. In the New York Times, Nicholas Christopher noted Gluck's unique interest in tapping the well springs of myth, collective and personal, to fuel her imagination and, with hard earned clarity and subtle music, to struggle with some of our oldest, most intractable fears: isolation and oblivion, the dissolution of love, the failure of memory, the breakdown of the body, and destruction of the spirit. William Logan called Gluck's A Village Life, published in 2009, a subversive departure for a poet used to meaning more than she can say. The book is a marked formal departure for Gluck, relying on long lines to achieve novelistic or short story effects. Logan saw A Village Life as a latter-day Spoon River anthology in its use of the village as a convenient lens to examine the lives within, which counterpoint the memories of her Gluck's life without. In 2003, Gluck was named the 12th US Poet Laureate. That same year, she was named the judge for the Yale Series of Younger Poets, a position she held until 2010. Her book of essays, proofs, and theories, published in 1994, was awarded the Penn-Mortar Albrandt Award for Nonfiction. In addition to the Pulitzer and Bollingen Prizes, she has received many awards and honors for her work, including the Lannan Literary Award for Poetry, a Sarah Tinsdale Memorial Prize, the MIT Anniversary Medal, the Wallace Stevens Award, a National Humanities Medal, and a Gold Medal for Poetry from the American Academy of Arts and Letters. She has received fellowships from the Guggenheim and Rockefeller Foundations and from the National Endowment for the Arts. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please share and subscribe.